Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
Walaikum assalam.
salam.
How's everybody?
Alhamdulillah.
So I'm extremely curious. It says Unique's iPhone. So my question is, who is Unique?
Oh, I'm Sister Qaida from Charlotte.
Okay, all right. I have never seen that moniker before, Unique's iPhone. So I was curious.
Okay, Alhamdulillah.
Edward, for the sake of everyone else, can you change your name?
Yeah, I think I can do that. Hold on a
If
second.
you don't mind, Sister Unique.
I'm sorry, say that again.
He's going to change
It
your name as it appears on the screen.
Oh, okay.
so let's go
The-
there and spell your name for me.
It's
Q
QAEDAH.
Q A E
D,
D A
yes.
A H.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And I'm going to put sister in front of it if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, the last Unique we had on here, we had the bar, so we want to make sure. So,
Yeah, we don't want any trouble. All
Okay,
right.
no.
So, do you
before
think
everybody
everybody's going to be late today because it's a holiday weekend?
man, what is that all about?
Well, okay, so I'm going to tell you tomorrow's a big day for me because my uncle, who I never met, died in World War II in France.
No, I understand that. I
So
understand
I
that.
do, I do, I do honor him for that, but just the drinking and the partying and the barbecuing and all that stuff, yeah, I'm with you.
No, no, I'm just messing with, tomorrow's a holiday.
Hmm.
And our Christian brothers and sisters, they go to church on Sunday before, so they know they're going to act up tomorrow, so they might as well get it out the way.
Man, they
Get
must
all the blessing they can get, right?
they must have one heck of a Bible study on Wednesday because that's when they usually do their Bible study on Wednesday. We
Yeah, yeah, I know, man. I think all the
community.
organizations
So
I'm part of, they say don't plan the meeting on Wednesdays. And then they'll plan the meeting on Friday at 11 o'clock.
I know.
What's that
Exactly.
all about? I told them at our last meeting, I'm the president of the organization. I said, well, y'all quit planning the meetings at Fridays at 11 o'clock. Unless you're saying in your mind, when can we meet when we know Adam can't make it?
I know him. I know him well. 'Cause,
So, yeah, what do you think about the program Thursday?
No, I thought it was good. I mean, your last two or three programs have been dynamite.
Oh, I'm glad somebody enjoyed it, man, because planning wasn't into it like I wanted to be because of my computer issues.
Hmm.
But I'm about 85% got everything working now.
Okay. You had to upgrade your software and all that stuff, right?
I had to upgrade the hardware, bro.
Ah, that's right, the hardware.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the software and all that's all because of Windows 10 was discontinued in Windows 11.
Hmm.
So I got that straight.
Yeah, Windows 11, I have one Apple computer, one Apple laptop, and one Dell laptop. So my
Hmm
Dell, I'm running the Windows 11.
hmm
It's okay. I'm I wasn't a big fan of Windows 10 when I did have to use it, like if I was, on somebody else's piece of equipment. I
hmm
wasn't that big a fan of it, but I actually like Windows 11. And I can't put my finger on exactly why. Everything seems easier and a little bit more seamless to get from one operation to another. I don't know. I just like it.
My main complaint is the money grab. I hate what's that search engine they have?
You're talking about oh, what is it? I forget what it's Edge. Edge.
Edge. I hate it like a passion.
Yeah, I don't use Edge. I mean, I don't
But I don't need. I went back to Chrome. But the thing about it, I'm trying to keep Windows 11 from making Edge relevant.
hmm.
I mean, I say
So
Chrome is my
don't you okay. Have you ever heard of DuckDuckGo?
go.
Duck. Like duck
Duck, duck.
twice. Duck,
No.
duck, go.
No.
Best search engine out there. So you can go and you can download DuckDuckGo or whatever, and you can designate it as your primary search engine. And you will be amazed at how few ads you see when you rotate to like Facebook or anything else because DuckDuckGo doesn't share any of your information. Any searches that you do, who you are, what your email address is, it shares nothing with anybody.
Well, see, my problem is I got used to Chrome,
Okay.
and I thought I made Chrome my default search engine,
Hmm.
but Windows 11 keeps trying to make Edge relevant. And my biggest problem with Edge is when I'm at work trying to get some stuff done, I can care less about the headlines.
Right.
I mean, it just keeps popping up.
Yep.
I'm here to work. I'm not here to engage in social media. So,
Do you know how to turn off all your alerts?
uh, well, I thought I turned off the Edge and the alerts from Edge, but Windows 11 keeps making Edge relevant. But we'll talk about
Okay.
it later. I see people talking.
Okay. Yep.
Don't worry about me. I might learn something. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
Walaikum
assalam.
salam.
Yeah, because all I caught was the tail end, but I know I got a lot of mess that come up on my computer and on my phone, even even in a foreign language. I mean, I'm
Hmm.
Yeah.
talking, I'm talking, I'm not talking letters that I recognize. These are symbols from languages I
Yeah.
don't even recognize.
Yeah. So every now and then you will have any and all of us will have a situation where you will switch, especially to like a search engine or something, and it will, whoever your ISP is, will throw your ISP out and a server somewhere in Poland, Hungary, Bahrain, you name it, will grab it. And they'll start because they're a part of the same network.
Uh,
And these server farms are basically co-owned by a whole bunch of people. They all use them. And it's not like they're trying to trick you or anything. It's just there might have happened to be 1.1 billion people online at that time.
mm,
And you've got the normal data farm that's close to you is full. Somebody else has to service you in the blink of an eye, and some other server farm grabs it so that
mm.
there's no downtime for you. And you
So
start seeing,
if I was to send something back and try to con them out some money, would that work on my end too?
no, no, it's too quick. By the time you send something back, you're back on your server farm in Virginia that's serving you.
Oh man. I mean, that stuff just keeps pouring in and it comes in on my phone and I'll block the caller, but they got another number from somewhere else and you got to do each one,
Yeah,
and I hit the delete button and then they got another button on there that says delete and report junk,
right.
you know. I mean, I don't know who it's reporting to, but they must be asleep because the junk keep coming.
I've sometimes I've actually thought this, that when I hit delete or I hit spam and block, and then I hit delete history because I don't even want to see it anymore,
Right.
that maybe it's going back to the same people that sent
Hmm.
it, and they're just laughing. Because all they're going to do is now they're going to designate that number to go to somebody else, and something
Hmm.
somebody else blocked is now designated to go to me.
Yeah. So racket, man.
Yeah, it's
It is
wild.
a racket.
I mean,
Right.
I'm getting all kind of emails from people that need their taxes done, and
Mm.
you know, and there's a link to they've uploaded their tax information. I never hit the link, so
Mm.
I'll delete and report it as scam.
Right.
Well, and when I do that, there's about three or four other emails after that that it knocks out. So
Mm.
they come with all kind of stuff, man.
So I'll
Yeah.
tell you, and we need to open, but I'm going to tell you guys something interesting I did on my phone. And this started about 10 days ago. And I initially thought, why do I want to do this? Okay, so you convinced me I'm going to try it. And it cost me nothing. So I don't know why I never did it before. So now I have an agent, an agentic AI agent that answers calls for me.
Mm.
And all the people that were leaving me spam messages, they go bye-bye now. because they don't want to talk to the AI and have to identify who they are before the call is put through to me. So now I don't have to sift through 34. You have 34 messages and 4 saved messages. I don't have to sift through that anymore because they won't talk. Possibly because it's an AI calling and talking to an AI that it just goes off. So that whole thing of having to even delete messages because I wasn't going to listen to all of them. I don't even have to do that anymore. That is fantastic.
Okay.
Anyway, Imam Talib, will you formally open us up this morning?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين.
Amen.
I mean,
Alhamdulillah.
well, I want to start this morning and go ahead and get my report out of the way. So this past week, as promised, I got on the phone and I called 15 different small or whatever trouble, non-growing credit unions. And I talked to absolutely 0 people in charge. I left messages for callbacks at all of them. And I have to admit, I only called them once. And I know the stats on how many times you have to call to get a call back. So I'm just reporting that I did make 15 calls and I got no return phone calls. So I am going to call these people back and add maybe 4 or 5 to that list and maybe shift, uh, my message or my introduction or whatever. So just wanted to put that out there.
Curiously, how did you go about selecting those 15? Did you just
I looked in areas of where we've actually had interest.
okay.
So 3 of them I know were in North Carolina. Uh, 3 of them were around in the Florida area. There were 4 in the Virginia, Maryland, DC area. There were a couple that were in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, and I want to say there were 3 that were in and around New York City, and then one on the West Coast. Those are the ones that I remember just off the top of my head, those numbers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It I don't know whether it's accurate or not, but doesn't that spreadsheet give you an idea as to how many members there are?
Yeah, you can get their latest. I think the latest reports that I was seeing were from 2025, like March or April of 2025. And those reports would give you, how many members they have, what their asset size is. I think it even gave number of employees, if I remember correctly. Number of employees. There were a lot of them that had 1 or 2 employees,
Okay.
right? And
Okay.
I think there's even a possibility of digging deeper and even hours of operation and stuff like that. But I just basically did the front page look, that
So,
The kind of stuff we looked at on that Mississippi Credit Union, that kind of stuff.
so were you able to update the list that was initially sent to us?
No, because
Oh,
I
okay.
think that list is on a PDF.
Right. Okay.
So you have to input, copy and paste the name of each credit union into the search engine, pull up what you can from NCUA or whichever, because there were a couple of them in there that were not NCUA. They were some other affiliated credit union chartering group that I can't remember exactly what they were. Because I eliminated anybody that was state only. I didn't
Hmm.
call any of those, but there's some other body out there, and it may have been independent banks that became credit unions, and there's an organization they go through to do that or whatever. But
Hmm.
most of them were NCUA that I called on.
Okay. Okay. Um, comments. Yeah, I'm looking now.
And the other while you're doing that, the other thing that I thought about, and I think most of us were in the group. This had to probably be 3 years ago. Um, when I want to say Abdul Karim, some of us know him as Rahman, brought another gentleman on who had been a part of the Kappa fraternity, and the Kappas had started a credit union that failed. And I can't remember if he was talking about wanting to, you know, resurrect that particular credit union, or if he was wanting us to join with the Kappas in, another credit union effort. I don't 100% remember all the details of the conversation that we had. But the
Mm,
thought came to mind. I don't know if it's possible. In fact, I would think it's not possible to resurrect the credit union that has failed.
right.
It's
Is that
probably
in
not
Philadelphia?
possible. You know, so the gentleman that he brought on was, I mean, I know of him. I don't know him personally, but he's here in Dallas. He lives in Dallas, Texas. That's how Rahman and he are friends. Real estate guy as well. It's what Rahman does as well. So I know that guy lives in Dallas, but as to exactly where, the Kappas had that credit union, I don't know. Don't remember. He probably said, and I don't remember.
Mm, all right. Well, I've pulled the list back up. If I find the time, I'm gonna do some of the same work. Now, what is this? This is interesting here. Ah, okay. Student Federal Credit Union at the University of Pennsylvania. And that is, that's interesting. Uh, the it's about 917, just over 900,000 in assets 5 total shares. Huh. And the CFCE is a CEO? Yes, CEO is Kulabi Mohammed.
Hmm.
And this is they got 900, well, at this time they had 932 members with the potential for 29,000, which I'm just going to assume was the number of people perhaps at enrolled at the University of Pennsylvania. I don't know. Unless it was, I don't know what town it's in, but they are actually listed. Um, they're actually listed as associational, associational other than faith-based or fraternal. Uh, yeah, I'm going to look through these some more, and I'm going to even the Ukrainians have one in Western Pennsylvania, multiple common bond, primarily faith-based. Yeah. South Texas Regional Federal Credit Union, that's faith-based.
Hmm.
Episcopal Community, faith-based, and all of those are multiple common bonds. Yeah, this thing keeps attracting my interest. Um, yeah. So you can actually, so in addition to a single common bond and a multiple common bond, you can also have an associational, associate, asso, associational, ASSOCIATIONAL. Okay. I wish they had just said associated, but yeah, okay. And they can be faith-based. Multiple common bond, primarily faith-based. All right. Man, okay. Yeah, I see why you only picked out 15. Good God Almighty. How long did you spend on those 15?
Well, I mean, I didn't call them all on the same day.
Okay.
So
All right.
yeah, I kind of
Yeah,
spread them
I can
out
see why.
over
Yeah,
three
no.
days.
Yeah, no, I can see why. Um, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have some time on my hands because um later next week my family will be gone for at least a couple of weeks. Um, and my son for a little longer. So I will have the house entirely to myself with nobody asking me to do anything or pick up nothing or can I come fix this? Can you come hand me this? Yeah, okay. Yeah. And this will give me some time to pull the spiel together. And I may look at this and try to approach it differently. Now, for those who know, um, there's a category on this Excel spreadsheet that says total shares.
Mhm.
What does that mean? Because I see numbers as low as 3, 6, 5, 7, and I see others that's like the one that I was telling you earlier, 137.
Right. So shares, that's like people.
Shares are like people.
Yeah. So everybody that has an account or every entity that has an account at a credit union is a shareholder.
So, women, so you telling me when I see like numbers like 3 and 6 and 5, that's all the members they have?
That is correct.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
you
that part I was
think
telling you
about,
about with Brother
hmm
Muhammad,
Yep.
there's not but 5 people there.
Yeah, that
Or
sounds
not
about right.
5 people, but
Five
five
shares.
chairs.
Right.
Wow.
So they're probably open once a week just for those people, probably on a Friday or Saturday
Mm-hmm.
for those people to do if they have anything to do. And there's probably limited hours on the days that they're open. Um,
Wow.
yeah.
And there's only maybe 3 of them that's in 3 figures.
Yeah,
One
that's
one
why
on
they're on that list.
uh okay. Well, that explains it. The highest
Yeah.
number here is 230, 101, 230, and 137. Those are the only triple digits.
Yeah.
Wow.
So those are
Okay. So
if you
maybe that's
looked
where I need to start.
if you look at those, if you do even, just go right below the surface, you'll probably find either an industry or an association that is shrinking just because of the economy or
Right.
ships away from what they do. Like it's like the
Hmm.
newspaper industry. Newspaper industry employs maybe 25%, and I may be high on that, of the number of people that they did 20 years ago.
Hmm.
They've
Right.
lost at least 70% of the
Right.
workforce that was in newspapers is gone.
Right. Right. Okay.
I mean, it's dinosaurs. I buy, I may buy one newspaper in an entire month, other than the Muslim Journal. I may buy one newspaper in an entire month,
Hmm.
and it's probably related to. No, I can't even say it's related to something. I probably just need fish wrap, so maybe I buy a
Okay.
newspaper.
Okay. Uh,
So
no,
yeah, I mean,
you just
and
took me
there.
back to some memories, man.
And
You in Texas, and I'm in D.C., and we must have used the same paper
oh, I'm sure we did.
between the fish and the crabs.
Yes.
That's all newspaper was good for.
That's what it was good for.
Oh man. Oh my goodness. Okay. Um. So when when I see a credit union with low membership and net worths in the 6 and 7 figures, when and if they close or shut down or cease doing business, or uh, what happens to that money?
Well, I mean, the money's guaranteed, just like, if a bank closes.
Right.
You got money on deposit there. You're probably notified by NCUA, say a credit union. NCUA notifies all the shareholders that, within the next 90 days or whatever, this particular credit union is going to be shut down or its assets transferred or whatever.
Hmm.
They try to find a buyer, right? They try to find another credit union to take over
Hmm.
those shares.
Right.
Let's say that they can't, nobody wants to go in and mess with that deal.
Hmm.
Then they're going to notify all the shareholders,
Right.
that within a certain period of time, you need to have made other arrangements for your money. And that usually happens pretty simply. I mean, because being different than a bank, like stockholders, if you're a stockholder in a bank, and that bank is in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
you got a problem because
Mm-hmm.
they're probably not going to let you sell your stock.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You could, they're just going to say, yeah, I'm tough. Hopefully everything turns around in whatever period of time, but you're not going to be able to sell your stock on the open market. In fact, we're going to ask that suspend all trading of stock in this particular bank because it's about to fail.
Mm-hmm.
But in a credit union, being a nonprofit entity, they're going to let everybody, mom and pop, get their money out and go put it in a bank or another credit union or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And is it, if we were to somehow acquire one of these credit unions, the process for us um, would be different in terms of transferring that credit union over to us, and we could then seek authority to move it to a location of our choice if we
So
show how the
yeah,
numbers work.
this is where you get into some really sticky territory
Okay.
because credit union is chartered typically to serve a particular group or groups of people
Mm-hmm.
who happen by chance or by design to reside in a particular region of the country
Mm-hmm.
that didn't offer banking services or
Right.
enough banking services, or like say it's a single common bond, it's set up to serve this particular group of people,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Unique group of people. So you're going to come in and you're going to take that over, and are you taking it over to continue to serve this group of people and then add additional people, do your marketing and bring in additional shareholders? Or are you going to disenfranchise that group of people
Mm-hmm.
who have been served by that credit union?
Right.
You're probably going to have to do a good marketing job to NCUA that you're going to continue to serve,
Right.
whether
Right.
it's 137 people or 3,000 people. You're going to continue to serve those people, and you have a marketing plan to help that credit union grow and thrive at a higher level. Right? I mean,
Okay.
that's the way I see it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there are some dire situations where NCAA doesn't care what you do
Mm-hmm.
as long as you step in with some capital and,
Right.
you know, help
Right.
correct this situation.
Right. Because I mean, I'm looking I'm looking at the last. I think this might be the last credit union they have on here. They got total assets that I could buy.
Just reach into the sofa cushions and pull it
That
out,
in your
huh?
back pocket.
Man, I mean, I don't know.
Put that in the back pocket.
No, I mean, in other words, let me make sure I'm telling the truth here. Yeah, uh, they total assets account 20 20,955, but then the total net worth is not even $7,000.
Mm.
I mean, I understand that being a poor example, but I'm looking at the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm saying that in the sense that um, I'm thinking in terms of being able to go in and demonstrate the ability to be able to turn that credit union around, much even if it had to stay where it is. I believe we could increase its value simply by offering online services. And my presumption is if I was to demonstrate that over a 3 to 5 year period, then at some point, my moving that credit union to a brick and mortar, to a place of my choice, would, could appeal to NCUA, as long as those original members are continued to be protected.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just making stuff up to kind of parse through some of this, because it's going to help me in terms of how I want to approach this. I want to look at this thing. I got to see if my son can help me. I want to be able to print this out on a legal piece of paper, or at least print it out landscape, so I can go through this thing line by line and kind of highlight the ones, because some of them even have websites. I don't know if they're active or not, but they do have them. And if they do, that also means they're going to have contact
Right.
information.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And maybe I need to know how to operate Excel a little better, because I'm looking at it. For anyone that knows or understands Excel, I'm looking up at the very top ledger here, and right now it's in a mode called normal, but next to it are color-coded bad, good, neutral, calculation, input, linked cell, note. And I guess my question is, are these things that you can, let me see something. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's good. Okay. All right. So this is going to help. Even if I can't print it out, there's a way that I can, as I go through each one of these line by line, or pick out the ones I want to do, I can label them good or neutral. And those will be the one, and even have a place where I can make a note. So that way, as I'm going through it, I'll be able to do what you did, Edward, and pick out the ones I want and just go through them line by line. Okay. All right. I'm sorry to bore y'all with all this. I'm kind of thinking
Now this is business. This is
how to get this done.
this is part of what we have to be on, one of our paths to
Yeah.
achieving what we want to get done
Okay.
is to investigate.
Right. Okay. Well, I got something to look at. Yeah, I got something to look at. And this is, for those who don't know, this is a list of 205 credit unions. Many of them faith-based. I would tell you at least 3/4 of them are if not more, offer yeah, at least three-quarters of them offer websites that you can go to. They all list um, wow. Yeah, I see why they're in trouble because they're listed as NCUA join number,
Hmm.
and then there was a charter number. But then when you look at the total members, there are thousands of members less than what they started out with,
Yeah.
or what they were, what the join number was. Okay, so now I see how they made the list. Oh man. Okay. Okay. No, no, no. This ain't this this is not the Casey Kasem top 100.
Oh no. No. No.
Right. Right. So for those who are wondering, there's no Penn Fed or no Navy Federal or nothing like that on any of these.
Yeah, you look at some of these, like I'm looking at, this is what I looked at and felt bad for them. All Souls Federal Credit Union out of New York.
Hmm.
And 99 members, total assets of $86,153.
Hmm.
No real estate loans, no unsecured loans, no other loans. They had no loans. Total investment of $22,000.
Mm. Mm.
You, I mean, seriously.
What number is that on the list?
Um, let's
If you
see.
oh
Let me
you
go
you may
back
not if
over.
you're not working from it, it's all,
No,
I'll find it. All souls. And I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know Excel well, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a search thing. Oh, wait a minute, here it is. I see it. Number 184. Uh, yeah, all souls, okay. Sometimes it's kind of difficult. In fact, let me do my all right, that helps. I'm going to yeah, I'm gonna highlight this joint straight across. And I gotta look up and see what a social faith base means. I think I know, but um, okay. Yeah, I'm doing one of these right now. So maybe I need to see if I can reach out to Hampton Blanche. What's that number there? Um, wow, okay. Two, what's a two? Wow. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you're right. Well, yeah, that's another one I feel like. That's another one I feel like with some sacrifice I could buy it myself.
they're closed.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, really?
they already had dirt thrown in their face.
Okay,
So
they threw in the towel. Okay.
yeah, so that's one of those that I don't. The question of resurrection comes to mind
Mm-hmm.
because they were shut down September 30th of last year.
Okay.
So I haven't talked to anybody at NCUA about what that means. Is it dead, can never be resurrected, or is it just considered dormant? And if somebody wants to come in with capital and revive it, you can. I don't know the answer to that question.
Right. Right. Mm. Now, I'm just asking, just out of curiosity, anybody on the call today know anyone personally that owns a service station, gas station?
I know people. I mean, more than one. I know several that own
Okay.
most of them.
There's a service station dealers federal credit union.
Hmm.
That's number 179 on the list. And these must be dealers that, yeah, these must be dealers that don't own the property that they own. Okay. No, I'm just kind of spitballing here, trying to see how we can pull some of this stuff off. All right. Yeah, I just need to go through this line by line.
Like my buddy used to say, he got his Monday morning list together. He'd have his 30 calls that he was going to make on a Monday morning. He had them
Yeah,
lined up.
yeah, that was the days of cold calling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. When I did real estate, I remember whenever they assigned us to the desk, that's what we were supposed to be doing. Was cold calling.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, clerk and checkers. Oh wow. Huh.
That's got to be grocery business or something, right?
Yeah,
You
in
would
New
think,
Orleans.
yeah, you would think groceries could be retail, but I mean, some kind of retail.
Yeah. Okay.
Either that or manufacturing warehouse, clerks and checkers in a warehouse facility.
Right.
That's possible as well.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll just I'll just leave them alone because even though they may be on the trouble list, they do have assets that total over 9 million. But their net worth looks like their net worth is just over $1 million. So that's it. Wonder how. So the assets that they own must not have that much value. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they got assets over 9 million, but their net worth is under 1 million, 845. Okay, so I see what NCUA is doing. That's how these people become upside down. Yeah, they must have. That looks like one that may have made some bad investments.
Well, I mean, that's bad loans, right?
Bad something. Yeah,
You got non-performing loans.
yeah,
That's going to wipe out your asset value. I mean,
yeah,
if they're really classified as non-performing,
yeah. Well,
then
in this case, they're claiming they have total assets over 9 million, but their net worth is only 845,000.
Adam, help us out there.
I'd had to see the balance sheet because that's strictly a balance sheet function. It's nothing to
Okay,
do with income. So what offsets assets is liabilities.
Hmm.
right. Okay. Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah, that's what made me think they were upside down.
well, that's exactly the definition of upside down.
Okay.
You owe more than you own.
Right. Okay. Okay. No, that's that. No, you're absolutely right. That is a good. That's a good way to describe this. Yep. You
And
can.
that's
Walking that meeting.
that's a perfect situation for somebody to come in and assume
Mhm.
control of that particular institution.
Right.
Because obviously their board, advisory board, loan committees, whoever have made
Hmm.
some very poor decisions,
Right.
right?
Right.
So if you walking in the room jingling some gold coins in your pocket,
Right.
talking about, hey, we can help get this situation straight.
Hmm.
We just need
That's my
control of the
plan.
board. We need control of the board of directors,
Hmm.
right? I need to see your books. I need to see all of your recent audits. I mean, we need control, and I need all you people that looking crazy. I need y'all all to walk outside the room.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you need to find out who they owe
Right.
Right.
Yes, sir.
that you
Absolutely.
can
Yeah.
that you can get to accept a quarter on the dollar.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Man, you just named it. Yeah, buddy,
Okay.
you're gonna get something, but it ain't what you thought you was gonna
Right. Right.
get.
Okay. But no, I'm glad we having this conversation because it gives me a chance to look kind of look through these things and parse this information out. But one thing the one common thread that I see is how all of these ended up on the list. Yeah, I mean if you go through it just line by line, you will see how they ended up where they are. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Baptist Church. Yeah. Yeah. And I think now I may be getting a little ahead of myself, but as we continue to go as we continue to go through these and start to make uh, what may look to us like we making some headway, is is it at that point uh, we may want to reach out to NCUA just to have a conversation? Uh,
Yeah, I've thought about that, and I've thought about the sequence of events. So it's always at some point in time, you're gonna have to talk to NCUA and let them
right,
know what's
right.
on your mind, right? When to do that approach, how to do it. None of us have walked down that aisle, to do that. So that's when I think it's important that you have a chance to talk to somebody who's either consultant or somebody who is a credit union executive that's operating a credit union, maybe has been in that chair for a while, that if they haven't done it, they know people who have and they know what that procedure was
Mhm.
and can kind of give you some insight into what you're about to walk yourself into.
Right. Now, as a reminder, um, that's a short walk for me
Yeah, I know.
because I mean I think if I Google their address, Google may tell me they're like 27 minutes from me.
Hmm.
Something, a low number like that. In other words, it ain't it's no different than me taking a matter of fact, I would tell you they're closer to me than the halal market that I go to in Virginia.
Okay.
Okay, so which I'm looking to go to sometime this week. But yeah, and also know that my background is being fearless. That is, I have no issue with trying to set a meeting with them just to just to feel them out, just to let them know that we are out there. In other words, making some effort to establish a relationship. And having had experience with dealing with federal government agencies, knowing when they're blowing smoke. I went in my earlier days, I went through a process for about 2 years with the Small Business Administration, just trying to get a $60,000 loan, only for them to not only turn me down, but embarrass me in the process. Before a lobby reception area filled with people. And I don't know if they understood the real import of what they were doing, not just to me, but the other people who were in the room at the time. To literally take a indexed business plan and toss it over in a chair and tell me in front of a bunch of people, literally tell me, don't call us, we'll call you. So, and for those who don't know, it ended up with me not getting a loan from SBA, but a grant, money that I did not have to pay back. So embarrass me if you want. This is how God takes care of fools and babies. Because I wasn't Muslim at the time. I'm going to admit that. I was not Muslim at the time. But my destiny had already been written. Because I literally, in my little pea brain, I literally thought that I could write the President of the United States and that he would answer me. And he did. Now if that ain't the hand of God, I don't know what it is. But I ain't have the good sense that God gave me, because I ain't recognize it as anything that God did, but I looked at it like it was, I'm just one of these smart niggas. I looked at it like I was getting over. And the rest is history. So, that I started that in 1974, and 5 years later, I had failed. Because, my head wasn't right. I was lost to the streets. And so, but I mean, God pulled me out of the belly of the whale and covered me up and put me on the right path. So I'm looking at this almost as a full circle moment. That, because look, I've been hanging in there. I've been hanging in there with you all since whenever I stepped up. And maybe this is the moment. So I'm still willing to make that move, but now I can make it as a Muslim.
Yeah.
And go out. Even, because look, when I went to SBA, I was only doing what all the documentation in SBA told anybody across the country to do if you want to open a business. So I'll take a look at, some of NCUA's material that they put out to the general public, and I'll just go out and ask them questions. And I'm in a little bit better position now than what I was when I went to the SBA. Because in the long run, and there was nothing in their documentation that said this, but there was nothing in SBA's documentation that required me to have experience. I followed all of their directions for starting a business, from the small things that they were telling you to do, to know the type of business that you were in, to identify your location, to determine who your customers were going to be. I mean, I did all of those things. And nowhere in any part of their documentation did it say you needed to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 years of experience in the business in which you were going in. But, that's what it came down to at the end. In other words, I ended up going down to a federal government entity, not fully understanding the type of person that they were trying to service. And it just wasn't me. But what they couldn't deny, and what forced them to turn me away, was I had this tenacious ability. It was like any of you that went to school. Any of you that went to school for 4 years to get a degree, 6 years to get another one, and so forth and so on. I looked at what I was doing when I would show up at SBA sometimes 2 and 3 times a week. That was me going to school. And they taught me some lessons. I mean, some of them were tough. Others were joyous. But I learned from it. So I'm saying all that to say that I need to get back up on that horse and ride right on out there to NCUA. And if nothing else, they're going to have a person that can sit with them face to face. This ain't no email, this ain't no phone call. We're gonna be able to shake hands and greet each other and look each other in the eye. That's where I'm going with this. And I think it's going to end up being a benefit to all of us, because I can be a contact or a liaison or something that when we finally get down to the nuts and bolts, I'll be able to bear witness to what it is they told me, the direction that they pointed me in for Graceline. So when I say me, I mean, this is not me trying to undermine what it is we're doing. This is me supporting what it is that we're doing. But I'm not in the Carolinas. I'm not in Texas. I'm not where any of the rest of you are in Mississippi. I'm right here in Washington, D.C. And this I'm looking at this like it could serve as a catalyst to moving this process forward. I mean, even if they tell me no, they'll see me back out there the next week or get a phone call from me the next week wanting to find out how I can turn that no into a yes. That's tenaciousness. That is going to make them respond to us whether they want to or not, because I'm close in. There ain't no waste of time for me. Ain't no flights that I gotta catch. Try to find a hotel. I mean, if I'm gonna be next door to you, let me take advantage of that. And if you all want to send me in there with some specific questions or scenarios, in other words, I have no problem going in there and just cold-blooded asking them, how can I do this? I want to open up a credit union. That's what I want to do. And what you cannot take away from me at this point, the one thing that I have going for me is I got 55 years of entrepreneurship. I understand business. I understand what it is to be an entrepreneurial visionary. And this is our vision. We want to open up a credit union. How can you help me do that? Because that's what they're there for, right? Aren't they there to help people open up credit unions?
I would think so.
That's National Credit Union Administration. Okay. Well, I want you to help me administer a credit union. I mean, it's that simple for me. And I'm not encumbered by any hurdles that you want to put in front of me. Because if you do that, then I'm going to scream that you violating my constitutional rights. Don't put no hurdles in front of me. That's a violation of the Constitution. Look it up. The 14th Amendment. It allows for economic liberty. Don't know what it is? Look it up. It's words. We have filed lawsuits based on violations of the Constitution. 5th and 14th Amendments. So, I mean, I'm ready for this. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I was built for this. You know, and I want to stay in touch with us as Graceline, because the inroads that we are making in this process, it can't die with me. So I'm not, unlike my first foray in trying to go into business, I was by myself. Now I've got some support. And there are others that have been with us for a number of months, if not a number of years, that are still with us to this day. So this ain't the whole army. We still have Imam Tariq. We still got Omar. And in fact, Edward, you correct me if I'm wrong, but somewhere in the background, the brother you mentioned earlier, he's still with us. You
talking about Rahman?
Yes, yes.
And Rashid. Rashid's out there somewhere.
Okay. Oh yeah, I know Rashid will come running. when we send him something that tells him that we
time to go.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
Get on the bus.
Right.
Get on the bus.
Yeah. So yeah, so I can and I'm glad you mentioned that, because now when I go to NCUA, I can say that we have someone with 20 years banking experience on our staff.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, that makes it look better. Because I mean, all I know is the rob a bank. I don't know nothing about
That's up.
trying to keep no money in it.
That's up.
Oh man, look, y'all should have been with us a couple weeks ago. I don't know if I told you this or not, but it was about 5 or 6 of us that got together. That we was just having them memories, man, about all the stuff that we used to do and the people that we knew, and I mean, I'm telling you, that there wasn't a good fellow amongst us. I mean, we were a bad influence on anybody we came in contact with, and that's a goddamn shame. Oh, I mean, and we were just reminiscing on them things, man. Shit, man, there was a time in 1968 where 4 banks got robbed the same day. 4 of them got robbed the same day. And we were just sitting there talking about the ones that we knew that had gone in and done the deed. So now I've come full circle. I ain't trying to take, I'm trying to give back. And even our and I have to remind myself every now and then that we doing this for Sibylla, but okay, so just put me down as being inspired or re-inspired, because I got something to work with now.
So I did not attach anybody else's name, but I just sent an email to NCUA asking them about All Souls Federal Credit Union in New York City.
Okay.
Because when I went back and looked at it, it said inactive instead of closed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's different to me. Inactive doesn't mean you're dead. That just means you're bedridden. So if it's inactive, I'm thinking it can be revived.
Right.
And man, from New York to Newark to Philadelphia and around, there's a lot of Muslims and African Americans in that area.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can make something happen if you have a credit union, a banking facility in and around New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C. corridor. If not, I don't know who we're doing this for.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. Let's see what they say. See if they even answer me back.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I don't know that address where All Souls is located. So I'll check that out. I don't know New York like some of you fine people do. So I'll have to
So look,
pull out the maps code.
I wanted to know, since you posed the question, and I'm just dropping this, on all of us. I just, one thing I like about this AI thing is you can put any question in there
Right.
and it'll ponder. Matter of fact, I gotta look back, because I had put something in the chat. I mean, in the Google, AI thing about something Imam Muhammad had taught us from Quran about our lives being like that of a plant. And I forgot the way that I phrased it. But the response that I got back from AI was almost like AI was saying to me, that is a deep and contemplative question. And then it goes on to But anyway, I put in because I wanted to know. I didn't know. I put in what is an inactive credit union. Now, after it gave me all the stuff about abandoning accounts and things of that nature, at the very bottom, it says if you were referring to a defunct or liquidated credit union rather than a sleeping account, the NCUA research, a credit union tool can tell you if it was officially merged, closed, or acquired. So I'm going to go and look at
Okay.
NCUA's tools,
Okay.
and see, because like you, I don't know what inactive means.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know what it means if I don't do anything in a bank account that I own. I haven't done anything in the last 12 months, but I don't know what that means for a credit union. Um, I just can't imagine. Well, maybe you could. You've got a credit union, even if you had 40 members, that nobody did any sort of activity at the credit union. Wow, that's okay. All right. But yeah, these are I can't speak for everybody, but this has been a good session for me. Alhamdulillah. Um, yeah, okay, so I'm good for another 35 minutes or so.
That's
No,
fine.
I'm just
Okay.
looking because I'm trying to one of the things I've been reflecting on is during during Ramadan, I was real conscious of making my prayers on time. Not just
Yeah.
making them, but making them on time. And I'm trying to get, since Ramadan, eh, I'm trying to stay there. I'm trying to stay on time. So I'm doing a lot of clock watching. And the most difficult thing was during Ramadan, I purposely schedule myself around time for Salat. So if I was getting ready to go somewhere and it was close to door, close to Asr, close to any one of the prayers, I wouldn't go. I would wait until I was able to make that Salat, then I would go. And I kind of moved away from that. Um, but I want to get back. So I'm still good for maybe another 30 minutes or so.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably good for another 20. I got to go to the airport, pick somebody up.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
yeah. So I got to get out of here at a certain point in time. But I wanted to interject something that, I hope that many of us will start to share. So, obviously Omar on our behalf is having his weekly financial freedom seminars and doing an excellent job. I mean, I can hardly wait till we get to the point that, we've done enough over the course of this year that, possibly we can put some of those sessions out on YouTube, have a chance to edit them, put that out on YouTube, under the Graceline banner, so on and so forth, and have those out there for people to experience and learn from, and then start, promoting our next series of financial seminars to come in the years that follow. And I think as we go on, I think that's going to be a great building block for us as Graceland Community. But I thought, the one thing that Omar purposely does not include in those seminars are investment opportunities. And none of us are licensed investment professionals. I used to be, but I no longer hold that license. So to be promoting, almost trying to sell somebody on something, we're not allowed to. Really, we shouldn't be doing that. We can talk about things in general, but we can't really promote,
Where's
a
the line?
product.
Where's the line on that? And
The,
let me use this as an example.
okay.
Because I blame you for this. Uh,
Okay.
you talked about, I don't know, couple 3 years ago, you
Hmm.
mentioned I bonds,
Exactly.
and I went out and bought them.
Yep.
And unless something crazy and exacting happens, it's it's paying off.
Hmm.
And I'm going to do my best to allow it to fully mature sometime, I believe, in October of 2027.
Right. 5 years, I believe is
Okay.
the,
Yeah,
yeah.
it'll be 5 years. Actually, it'll be 5 years in September, but I'm just going to go until October.
Hmm.
Um, and um, and then look for something else. Or
Yeah.
maybe by then I would have put myself in a position where I could be planning for something else and I could use that money. But where is the line? And I'm asking for two reasons. One, I actually want to know where it is, but I also want to know because I am not an attorney, but as uh, I've been doing these webinars or Zooms with Study Al-Islam. And I've been talking about things that generally it's out there in the public, but I've been talking about things about, and helping people get put together their final documents, their financial power of attorney and wills and healthcare directives and things of that nature. So just where is that line on these types of recommendations or things that we know are going to help people to build and hopefully manage their assets? Um,
So I would say, and this is not the exact one, there is some exact language that I can't think of right now, but personal gain. So are you being paid to talk about or promote these particular types of activities or investments and things of that nature? If you are gaining personally from these actions, then you need to have some type of a license applied, right? Like now, in the case of bonds, of government bonds, treasury bonds, nobody gets commission from anybody moving money into a treasury bond. There's no broker at Merrill Lynch or JP Morgan Chase or whatever that earns a commission on somebody putting money in government bonds. You can, if you're a financial advisor or certified financial professional or something, if you have a flat fee that you charge people, hey, I'm going to charge you $5,000 a year. I'm going to be your personal financial advisor. Then, and you're recommending that people do certain things. Well, you have the license, you have the fiduciary responsibility, all that stuff. So you can say those things. You can recommend that somebody go out and buy Microsoft stock or this, that, or the other. So the bonds, there was no problem. We as a group don't stand to gain anything from recommending that people look at certain investments. And I bring this up because in the chat today, I put 3 investment opportunities. I put 3, and I'm invested in all 3 of these that I put in there. And it's just for information and for discussion. I'm not going to hold anybody's hand and walk them into a brokerage and say so and so is here on my recommendation to put money in these 3 ventures. But we can talk about investments that we are familiar with, and we can talk in factual terms about them and what our experience has been and what our plans might be in the future regarding those investments and others. That's not recommending them to anybody, and we're definitely not set up to gain from talking in general terms about our own activities, which we're allowed to do. So if you're not going to gain anything, you're pretty much in the clear to be able to discuss anything.
All right. Can I add another layer onto that?
Yes.
You don't mind? One, as a nonprofit organization, we had to be very careful anyway, because, that's one of the things that we had to answer to as being a nonprofit is making sure we don't benefit from some of our activities personally. So that's one of the things that we had to be careful of. That's all. And 2, the conditions in the financial environment was ripe for the T-bonds because the interest rates were low, right?
Yes.
That's not always going to be the case, but during that time it was. And if the economy keeps rallying, then there'll be a time when T-bonds might not be preferred method.
Correct.
All right. And one more thing, and then I go. We have a guest on, and I'm not trying to put him on the spotlight. Brother Salim. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, yeah. So Salim got here he had called me about some investment things and whatever. So I had shared with him our website. And he was so excited when he started going through our website. So he had some questions on the seminar. So I told him, we'll just call in, brother. And Salim doesn't want to be on the spotlight. I'm not trying to put you on the spotlight. All right. I just want to welcome you to the call. I don't want to scare him away.
Alhamdulillah. No, I actually heard, I heard some beautiful stuff, the same thing as I read, right? And as I read. Now, the brother that just finished speaking about the brother who was mentioning about the I-bonds, right? That was very important when I heard that part. I think on the Thursday broadcast. All right. So I was thinking, and then when I looked at the site, right, and then I heard you say that the credit union is not up and running, right? That we're trying to establish, because I was ready to invest. I had already told you that, because what I was reading is sounding so good, and then too, the most important part is that you guys are focusing on education. You know what I'm saying? You guys focusing on people like myself who have never really invested. Never really, I'm saying, in a bank like that. You know, I told you the strategy that I use personally, and then when I'm reading y'all stuff, it's in line with the way I'm thinking in terms of holding on to money. So I mean, but holding on to money, but not understanding how to really invest money, so you can get some decent returns from it. Yeah, I mean, I hear some good stuff, and I believe with all of my understanding that you guys are going exactly in the right direction in terms of what people like myself need, because I definitely need financial education. I can't do anything. You know, I was telling you about some of my fears when it comes to computer too. You know, because you can hit one button and lose everything. You know, and some stuff you can't get back. So I know I need education when it comes to that. I got a little change I would tell you about that. I would like to invest. I heard the brother say that on the I bond that he's getting some favorable returns. That's positive. Because I got the money sitting in the saving account, ain't drawing nothing, you know, and then I was telling you that you had mentioned some of my fear about the interest, right? Because you know, I always try not to volunteer and seek interest, right? But you also make me think that, well, I don't have the money here at the house in no saving account. I got it in the bank using the money, and they throwing a little interest in there, you know, which ain't doing nothing. So which I try to give it away too, you know. So I mean, but I'm saying I am interested in learning how to invest money, you know, learning something about money, and I think this approach is a good approach. I think you said that when I read it, I can register for the webinars that's existing now. That's for the learning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that would be correct, and that's with Brother Omar Muhammad conducts those classes. And I'm pretty sure you can still register via the website. If not, I know Adam can get the registration information to you if he hasn't already, for you to be able to register.
Yeah, I got the registration information.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what direction to really go in, because I need to. I'm saying I think the learning is first, right? You know, learning, or rather having education in terms of how to make investments, right?
I was seeing if you had this room reserved because
For 4 more minutes.
Okay.
So I figure I'm gonna need to talk to somebody, right? Somebody who can guide me, right? Who can help me to move forward. Is that accurate?
I'm telling you, if you're a friend of Adam Biaz, you're in good hands.
Alhamdulillah.
So
Okay.
yeah, just stick with that, and you know, Adam will help you through that decision-making process.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna follow that direction. Follow that good advice. Not fear.
All right.
Inshallah.
So anyway, those three that I put in there now, I know that Rabbani is an investor already in one of them. You got some NVIDIA stock. I know it. I've heard it say it. So I own a little bit of that NVIDIA stock myself. But one of the longest currently, other than my IBM stock, which I've held since the 1990s. I invested in this real estate concern called Fundrise. And Fundrise has been consistently, year after year after year, anywhere from 9 to 13% return on investment in real estate. Just absolutely rock solid real estate investments. And the reason I bring them up to people and I send out emails whenever they send me the quarterly reports, and I send that out to people, is that a lot of people in the African American community in general are hesitant to make investments because they're afraid of loss, understandably. Fundrise allows new investors to invest as little as $10 a month. You can open a Fundrise account with $10. So even risk-averse people, they want to get their feet wet, start understanding how investments work, and especially in something they can relate to, like real estate, which most people are fairly comfortable with understanding real estate. Fundrise is one of those organizations that allows you to do that and to really just kind of slow walk yourself into investing without much risk of loss. So anyway, I put that stuff in there because it's like I said, I'm involved in all three of the things that I listed and very comfortable,
You put it
happy.
where?
In the chat,
Yeah, I don't see it.
Did I eliminate it? So
All
yeah,
I see
it's
in the chat is a discussion between you and Sister
Sister.
Connie.
Roll
So
up.
go above that. Scroll up.
Ain't no above nothing.
All right.
I don't.
That might have been before you came on board, Taalib.
Oh, okay. Because I don't see it.
I
I'm
will see.
scrolling
Hold
nowhere.
on. Let me see if I can copy it again and put it
Yeah,
back
see,
in there. So let's see. Bam. There goes one. Did you see
Okay,
that
yeah,
one?
I see that. Yeah,
VOO?
that just came.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Vanguard. Yeah.
I'm about to put the Fundrise one in. There's that one.
Okay. Yep.
And I'll finish with NVIDIA. There we go.
Okay. No, NVIDIA didn't. Fundrise came through
Oh,
twice.
Fundrise twice. Okay.
Twice.
My bad. My
But the other
bad.
one you said was NVIDIA. I've heard of
Yeah.
it. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So I am getting the signal that from the person with the keys to the car that we need to go.
Okay. All right.
So, um, everybody have a great holiday. And Wednesday is the Eid. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Eid al-Adha is up on us. You know, Eid Mubarak to everyone. I will reach out to everybody again on Wednesday, obviously, but
Let, let me mention this real quick.
okay.
On Arafat Tuesday,
Mm-hmm.
between Dur and Asr, it's recommended to make as many du'as as you can, inshallah. Okay?
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. All right. Well, we can.
So, Imam Adam, if you will close us out.
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Lord, God, give us the best benefits in this life and the best benefits of life to come, and save us from the torment of the hellfire. Amen.
I mean.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. Right.
Walaikum assalam. Take care, everybody.
Alaikum salam. Eid Mubarak, brother said. So.
Eid Mubarak, brother.